So to start this off, Chad, let's talk about album of the year. And I feel like because a lot of albums dropped, I ain't gonna lie, one of the best first listens that I felt like I had this year was Jack Boys 2. I ain't gonna lie, I was in New York, bro. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. It was just a whole movie, gang. Like I was like all over the city, you know what I mean? Like I came home, Jack Boys 2 dropped. I'm listening to that shit all night, bro. I ain't gonna lie, my grandpa basement. I ain't gonna lie, it was one of the best first listens. I fell in love with the hot. I know you living a lot. That shit was hard. Scoobily Wobbly. Hey, a lot of y'all didn't get that Scoobily Wobbly song, my nigga. That was Barrington Levy. A lot of y'all didn't get that. Y'all didn't catch that, but it's alright though. We ain't even stunting that. But I think Jack Boys 2 is definitely up there. I'm not gonna say it's album of the year. I ain't gonna lie, no. I don't think it has the replay value as certain other albums this year. Like Some Sexy Songs for You, I think that was album of the year. I think that was album of the year. That's the best album I heard this year. And that's supposed to be is for girls and that. Man, I still play. I know there's somebody. Like, that shit has too many hits. I feel like they should have pushed that song a little more. It's what I'm saying. Like, Nokia, I'm not a fan of Nokia. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that song's cool. It's just one of them, like, I know where he was going with that song. But the rest of the album, that shit is amazing. On My Way. That to me, that's album of the year. But I'm a Drake fan. So a lot of y'all may not want to hear off that perspective. Some of y'all can say I Am Music is the best of the year. I feel like I Am Music should have been better. I feel like it didn't have the replay value, which some songs did, but it should have had more. For Cardi fans waiting for fucking 5 years, it should have had more, to me, replay value. You know what I mean? But I think it was Cardi like experimenting having a new sound, and I like that. I think that was fine. You know what I mean? So I don't know if there's a lot of albums that dropped this year. Like I can't remember. Like Wham dropped. Wham was cool. I ain't gonna lie. Wham, it did enough. Like it didn't have enough replay value, but some of the song I ain't gonna lie. So sorry, baby, I'm so sorry. I ain't gonna lie. Wham was cool because people were saying Baby fell off, and then gave him like leverage. Wham like kept his name still in like it's not in the conversation no more, but it's still like okay, Lil Baby still doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Massa dropped tomorrow, so that might be album of the year too. I might do an album reaction to that, but I ain't gonna lie. It's just to know for album of the year is if the songs stick. If these songs ain't sticking or motherfuckers ain't listening to it months down the line or fucking with it months down the line, it didn't stick. It didn't. You know what I mean? So. Whatever album sticks the most to you is what you can consider album of the year. If it's not sticking and you ain't got no replay value, it's not album of the year. It's not something you can say you genuinely fuck with if it doesn't stick to you. So I think Some Sexy Songs stick for me the most. And then after that, I'll probably say Jack Boys 2. And then I'll say I Am Music. But I can't at the top of my head, besides those three albums, I can't really name other albums I fuck with. Or albums that dropped this year that I was like, okay. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. You know what I mean? Uzi album, that was 2024, November. That shit was, I ain't gonna lie, that EA2 was not, as an Uzi fan, he could have did better. You know what I mean? So, Saw Baby album was tough, but that was 2024. Fuck, you can't even say that was the album of the year for this year. I ain't gonna lie. I got Some Sexy Songs for you. What y'all think? Let me know in the comments. What do y'all think was album of the year?